What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I've got the second lot of Digimon TCG starter decks to talk about. Now, these have just come out in Japan about a week ago as I record this, and of course we have had the first lot of starter decks, and it actually makes a nice little comparison because that's how big they are over here. Now, we cannot say this for absolute certainty, but the first lot of starter decks in Japan came over here as the exact same decks with a booster pack in gigantic packaging. We have already had confirmation that these three decks will be coming out over here in May, and that they will have a booster pack in, and the front of the box looks exactly the same as these. So although we haven't actually had confirmation, we are kind of 99% sure at this stage that these exact decks are coming out over here in May with the exact same deck list, but with a booster pack in, which is cool. Now, I will say, right, these little deck boxes are a real pain to open without ripping them. Cheers for that, Japan. So, we're going to take a little whistle-stop tour through the decks here and see what we've got. Now, what we do have, which we would expect, we've got a nice two-player memory gauge, themed in green colours, because of course, the green starter deck. And then we've got lovely little learn to play instructions in Japanese, because these are the Japanese starter decks. But wussy, I hear you cry. Japanese decks aren't legal over here. These decks are coming in May. Why would you buy the Japanese starter decks? I don't really know, but I'm blatantly going to do it next time. And it's one of those things where, well, because I've bought the decks, I might as well make a video opening them. So starting off, we've got 4 copies of our Digitama there, which we would generally expect. Remember, you can have 5 Digitama in your deck in total, so do bear that in mind. We've then got our lovely level 3 Floramon there. This is going to take too long doing it that way, because the camera is going to keep refocusing. We've got our level 3 Tentamon. Now remember, we are generally expecting a playset of all of them, but we're not going to get a playset of all of them, just like the first starter decks. We've got our Palmon there. We got ourselves a lovely playset of those. We've got Cunimon, who is not a particularly interesting Digimon, and we got a playset of those. We've got our Togemon, which is nice, and we got a playset of that one as well. And we've got ourselves Kuwagamon, another vanilla Digimon, so we got our playset of those. We've got ourselves Kabuto, and that is the first one we don't actually get a playset of. And this is kind of interesting, alright? Because you're not getting a playset of all of them. Now, this is just a standard blocker. You block, you lose 2 memory when you attack. So if you want more blockers in green, you might have to buy 2 copies of the starter deck to get them, and that's a little bit sad. We've got Okuwamon there. It's a vanilla, so obviously we've got a playset. We've got our Lilymon here, and the good news is we do get a playset of Lilymon. Now, we get to our rares here. Of course, all these cards are starter deck exclusive, but we've got a rare Mega Kabuto, and we only get 2 of those. So we've got another one here where we do not get a playset in the starter deck. So if you want a playset, you're going to have to buy 2 of them. It's got a skill whereby when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you trash a security card. Now, I told you when I looked at this card that this looks genuinely a little bit broken. This looks really good, and you don't get a playset. So, like we saw with the previous starter decks, you are going to want to buy 2 of each of them. At least we do get a booster pack. Now, we got Rosemon is your level 6, so you're not going to get a playset of those. And we got ourselves Hercules Kabuto, and again, that's a level 6, so you're not getting a playset of those. We do, however, get ourselves a playset of our Tamer, who is a rare, hence the gold foil. And then in terms of our option cards here, we got 2 option cards, one of which we are getting as a lovely playset, and one of which we are not. The one we're not getting a playset of here is the 5-cost Mega Blaster. It returns a suspended Digimon to its owner's hand and trashes evolution sources. So you don't get a playset of Kabuto that I'm not too worried about. It's a standard blocker. You don't get a playset of the level 6s or this option card, but you also don't get a playset of Mega Kabuto, which I think might be one of the very, very best starter deck cards we've seen so far. I'm kind of in love with that one for all that it can do in terms of just getting rid of security. And remember, when you get rid of security, that's not a security check. You are not using any skills or having a battle or any of that, which means it's actually better than performing a security check. So I think the fact that you don't get a playset of them really actually kind of sucks. It is, honestly, it is about the one downside of these starter decks. I think the value inherent in them is awesome. I think the fact that all the cards are exclusive is awesome. I think the fact that they give you level 6s and Digitamas and all of that is awesome. But I do think that the fact that you don't get a playset of everything is a bit rubbish. But then again, if you got a playset of everything, you would get fewer cards overall. So, well, not, you know, you get fewer different types of cards. So here we've got our lovely Digitama. We got ourselves our, I want to say Pagamon there. I think it's Pagamon. Let's hope it's Pagamon. Let me check. Let's check while we're actually doing this. Because, you know, I can. We have the technology. So we get your Digitama there. You then move into your Devimon, a fairly standard level 3 Digimon. It's kind of vanilla. It's alright. You've got yourselves your Gabumon there. We've had Gabumon a few times at this stage, really, haven't we? Your Dracmon. Got a nice little skill there that lets you recover option cards, which is quite nice. Elecmon, we like the blue Elecmon. It's very, very cheap. We don't like this Elecmon. There's not really very much about it, which is good. We've got ourselves our Garurumon. Now, we do get a playset of those. It's got an inheritable skill, which we quite like. It's a card I'm kind of fond of. When you attack, you draw a card, then trash a card from your hand. Remember, this doesn't give you extra cards, but it does allow you to cycle your deck a little bit faster. We got another vanilla one here that I'm just not a fan of, if I'm honest with you. Now, yeah, they have. This is my favourite card in the purple starter deck. This is your Devimon here, and, well, it's got blocker, and when you attack, you lose 2 memory, but it's a 1-cost to Digivolve. Actually, let's go back to the green starter deck, because I think I might have done it. Yes, I did do a disservice. Okay, this Kabuto is actually way better than I was giving it credit for. I forgot that it evolved for 1. So it's a blocker, and you give up memory when you attack, which you don't want to do. But it's a level 4 blocker, but it Digivolves for 1. Generally, level 4 cards Digivolve for 2 memory. So being able to Digivolve for 1 and having blocker is awesome. I don't like that you only get 2 copies of it. Another vanilla card, so blatantly we get a playset of them. Why would we not? Just to confirm, it is Pagamon. We've got Skull Satamon here. And we do get a playset of Skull Satamon, which is quite nice. We've got ourselves a rare Garurumon, and it's got the gold foiling as if it is a rare. And again, this is one that you only get 2 copies of. There's always going to be a couple, which is a bit sad. It's got an inheritable skill whereby if you've got 5 or more cards in your trash, you get an extra 2,000 power. 2,000 power is a pretty nice boost. It's a card we'd rather have a playset of. And then, of course, our level 6s here, we got Venom Myotismon. And you're not getting a playset of that because it's a level 6. And you've got your Garurumon, first time that's come into the TCG. And again, it's a level 6, so you're not getting a playset. You do have a purple Matashida here. It's your tamer, so you do get a playset. And then you've got your option cards. You do get a playset of the smaller, cheaper one. You do not get a playset of the more expensive one. Now, it is a 7-cost card. You play a purple level 3 and a purple level 4 from your trash without paying a memory cost. If you're playing really expensive 3s and 4s, it can be quite nice. Outside of that, I'm not loving it. But once again, you've got a nice level 4 blocker, a playable level 5, 2 level 6s, and an option card that come as 2 ofs rather than 4 ofs. So it's not even like they're giving us trash cards as 2 ofs. They blatantly want us to buy 2 of each of the starter decks. And I know in a way that's kind of annoying, because you'd rather just buy one of them, and you're going to end up with a bunch of random vanilla cards where you've got 2 play sets and you don't even want one single card. But it's really not the end of the world. The fact of the matter is, over in Japan, they're the equivalent of like $5. And over here, they're $10 with a booster pack, which in and of itself is $4. So, honestly, value-wise, most TCGs, you don't get the starter decks for $10 anyway. So getting them with a booster pack and having exclusive cards is cool. There's nothing worse than new theme decks coming out and going, oh, they look cool, wait. Oh, there's one card that's a holo. I'm not buying it for that. So we've got ourselves a lovely Digitama there that we are obviously getting as a 4 of. The Digitamas are coming as 4 ofs. Why would they not? That's a very standard thing. And they do give you, the Digitamas come as 4 ofs and the Tamers do, so at least we've got that. We got ourselves our vanilla Digimon, which is not, I mean, it's 2 cosplay normally, which I suppose is fine, but don't get excited. Agamon's back in the quest to be in every colour and have a billion different cards of it, so yay Agamon, I suppose. I mean, the one thing I will say, firstly, it's Agamon. Yeah, everyone loves Agamon. Secondly, it's got blocker, so it's a level 3 blocker. That's really cool. We've then got Toy Agamon that is coming as a playset. I like that we've got Agamon and Toy Agamon. We've got Commandramon. Ah, man. I mentioned Commandramon the other day in a video. Well, I mentioned a D-Brigade because that's kind of a thing in the new set. I forgot to mention starter deck Commandramon. Sorry. It's vanilla, it sucks. We've got Greymon here as a nice little 4 of, I believe. We've got ourselves Jazzardmon. First time we've seen that in the game. And we've got ourselves, oh look, can anyone guess what Dark Tyrannomon does? Yeah, blocks and gives up memory when it attacks. Once again, we've got a 1 cost to evolve level 4 blocker, which we love. And once again, you only get 2 copies, so you're going to want the starter deck to get another 2 copies. Boo, etc. We got a Metal Greymon there, which is coming as a lovely 4 of. We've got a vanilla Metal Tyrannomon, which is coming as a 4 of. We've got ourselves Megadramon. That's not a vanilla, it was last time. And Megadramon, again, is coming as a 2 of. It gives blocker as an inheritable skill. So whatever level 6 or 7 you Digivolve up into will have blocker. It's a really good card and I really like it. And it only comes as a 2 of. We've then got our Machine Dramon and our Blitz Greymon. And they're level 6s, so they come as 2 ofs. So I think all 3 of these starter decks, I don't think I can look at any of them. We'll do that in a second. Right, so we've got the playset Tamer there. We've got our playset of the cheaper option card and only 2 copies of the more expensive option card. The more expensive option card here, for 5 cost, deletes a Digimon with 7 cost to play or less. So, essentially here, I don't think there's any of these starter decks I can honestly look at and say, yeah, just get one of them. Now, because I'm buying Japanese cards and I'm not playing with Japanese cards, I'm buying one of each of these because I'm apparently collecting Japanese starter decks because I don't know. I'm also collecting Japanese promo cards. Who cares? The point is, all of these have genuinely good, viable, playable Digimon that are coming as 2 ofs rather than 4 ofs. And the other thing to remember is, we've seen no hint of a rotation or anything like that in a Digimon TCG. Which is to say these cards are going to be around for a while. And the fact of the matter is, we don't know what's going to come out in the future. You never know. All it takes is one new card to be released, and a starter deck card we all thought was trash combos of it really nicely and becomes an amazing card. So my advice is always pick up 2 of each of the starter decks. They come over with a booster pack in anyway, and these have good cards in. I love that they're all exclusive cards. And I know a lot of you are going to wait till May till they come out in English, and that's fine. I'm going to buy 2 of each of them in English. Because the first 3 starter decks, I have 2 English copies and a Japanese copy of each. Because, in my defense, I bought those ones before the game was announced for English. So, at least we've got that. Either way, I love these starter decks. They've got good cards in. They're all exclusive. And, Yeah, it's a day one, buy 2 of each, because why would it not be? But I'd like to know what you think about these, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! Oh, and I've done deep dives on all the cards in them. I'll pop that link in the description. We were never going to get to do all of that in the video. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays. Bye.